Let's just talk with him first.
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. I met him, and we went to see Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Alright, so one guy is down. Colonial collection. We need to go to the colonial collection. While doing that, so colonial collection is this way. Let's first talk with the Albert. I think he is here. Yes, he is.
Your father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Suspicious? Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of Lysa something, or Lear Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. And I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Yes. He came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times. I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor. Oh, my God.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Alright, so let's now go to the let's speak with Mary. Oh, sorry, Margaret.
Can you tell me what Mr. Dunn was doing upon the day of his death?
I can, but there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory. After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert and Mr. Hamish from the large glass house.
I joined them as soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were you doing in the laboratory?
I was recording an experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
You say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
Thank you, miss.
Everyone has gone, Holmes. The way is clear.
All right. Alright, so what we need to do? Find out how to stimulate the deadly plants in colonial collection. Right. There are the deadly plants. Oh, there's something outside there. Right.
No, it wasn't like that.
Right, it wasn't like that. Oh, ventilation.
No, it wasn't like that.
So we still need to do about the killing the spores. Doing this. And goes there, then goes there.
When Montague Dunn was standing close by the plants, the caterpillars were released and caused the deadly spores to activate. Panicking, and likely already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunn started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunn collapsed and died not far from the pool. Well, it is time to perform our experiment on the ventilation system.
Alright, so now is the time.
The caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct. Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system so that they fall down. Watson, stay here and observe.
All right, Holmes.
Alright, so ventilation system is outside. There it is. That's the ventilation system. Let's start the engine and see what happens.
The power is on. The engine cannot be started whilst the transmission is active.
Alright.
The engine has started. The ventilation system is working.
Alright, now what else we need to do? We need to go there. Check. Oh, it could fall down here also.
From here, we are unable to see the... This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system. Excellent. This ventilation fan is working. Let us see if I can activate the other one.
Right, where is the next one? That is through here. Sorry, where is the activation fan? So it goes through here. Now is there any vent? Yes, I see a vent. Vent opening.
Perfect. Now I just need to find Watson to check the result.
It works perfectly, Holmes. Bravo. Now, if you could just help me to get rid of these
Look at
caterpillars.
Watson.
Perfect. Now we know how the murder of Montague Dunn was carried out, by activating both Albert's and Mr. Hamish's fans.
But only from Mr. Hamish's workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunn entered the Colonial Collection Room.
Alright, so ventilation was used for deadly precision. Martin Hamish had the opportunity to stimulate deadly plants in the colonial collection room. As a biologist, he would have understood the technicality of how to do this. What about other clues? He had no knowledge. Alright, what about her? Yes, that could be a possibility. Miss White had a biological knowledge to stimulate the deadly plants. Let's go back.
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
Alright, so contact Lestrade in order to have Martin Hamish arrested. Find out who killed. So I need to find out first who killed them. What I was looking was what I was looking was partial theft. Yeah, about her, Miss White's situation. So I need to see her role. Let's go to the laboratory. I need to hear that laboratory might be alright. Where is the laboratory? Uh, yes, the third room. Yes, here it is. So I need evidence for this. 320. Right, that's what she said. Seed house. Where it is? Where it is? I was recording an experiment for. Right, you say you recording. Might I listen? You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320. Right, so it's 81. That's not it. I need 320. So where that might be? Oh, I didn't see this.
Here it is. Cylinder records.
Alright, let's examine this.
These plants, classified as shrubs or grasses, have adapted to their arid environment due to a system of underground roots.
This recording seems very long. It is unnecessary to listen to all of it. Miss White was in the laboratory, as she told us.
Alright.
Martin Hamish's
Need to-
perception of plants. The notion of communication in the plant world has long been considered marginal, yet I remain convinced that some plants do indeed transmit chemical signals in the event of attack.
A study report by Martin Hamish.
right.
And it seems clear from these multiple experiments that plants do respond to their environment and have a form of consciousness. Margaret White, February 1895. Report number 245.
Study report.
Alright, so it was Martin Hamish. He knew about the fight against saying evidence required. Didn't I already?
Cylinder records.
Alright. It must be a glitch. Alright, so yeah, let's just connect the dots. What is here? The cylinder recorded by Miss White appears to be quite lengthy, thereby proving that she remained in her laboratory on the day of crime. Right, so she is gone. So let's so this is right. Arrest. So we need to go to Lestrade, right? Yes, contact Lestrade.
Few moments later.
I must admit, it would be rather unusual to use a poisonous plant as a murder weapon.
Alright, where is Lestrade?
A very good day to you, my friend. Is Inspector Lestrade in?
The inspector's waiting for you in his office.
Alright.
Inspector, I believe that Martin Hamish is guilty of the murder of Montague Dunn.
Aha! I knew it. I'll send the lads around to arrest him.
Very good. I shall wait to hear from you.
One eternity later.
Inspector, I came here as quickly as I could.
Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry. Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry.
Oh, alright, so where is the glass house? Where is the glass house? I guess this will be the glass house. Water Lily glass house. So let's go to Water Lily glass house.
Holmes, my God!
Yes,
Oh,
we found him like that.
Our messing around with the ventilation system didn't go unnoticed. Mr. Hamish realized that we knew.
Inspector, could you arrange the body, please? I should like to examine it.
reserve. There's the body.
The mark around the neck is very visible. He died instantly.
Life has become a living hell. I find it unbearable. Dunn deserved to die, but I cannot forgive myself for having his blood upon my hands. We Hamishes seem to have always fallen victim to our circumstances, and I find myself to be no exception. I must atone. I shall do so here and now. Farewell.
Holmes, his left shoe is unique. This anomaly is often a characteristic of...
A club foot. Bravo, Watson. That is the key element of this case.
Love foot. So what does this brings? Hamish acted. Martin Hamish was unable to run due to the tibial torsion on his club foot. Therefore, we should find out if he had sufficient time to lock the door of Colonial Collection Room and activate the ventilation system. Did he have an accomplice? Oh, now it's getting interesting. What is this? Discuss with Lestrade the possible impact of new clues on the body of Martin Hamish. Right? You know, for a time I thought this is an easy case.
Something about this rings very oddly.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's club foot. Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing Cross. I should have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't see why.
No, I don't suppose you do. You must recall that Mr. Dunn was locked inside the Colonial Collection Room by the murderer. If it was Mr. Hamish, he would have had to run up to his workplace to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration the condition of his foot.
Well, it is still possible.
Perhaps, but it is rather strange that such a person as Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on the speed of his gait.
You mean to say that somebody helped him?
So the suicide is questionable?
Correct. Mr. Hamish accuses only himself in his letter, and so the investigation stops.
Possibly an accomplice, then? That idea had not occurred to me, Mr. Holmes.
I have another idea, Inspector. Thanks to the testimony that we have collected, we are able to rebuild the events as they took place that day.
With a timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper case.
Precisely.
The map at the entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
Let us analyze the facts and statements so that we may recreate the events of that morning.
Alright, so this is new. So Martin Hamish and Montague Dunn went to meet Albert in the Seed House at around 9:30. Alright. It was around 20 minutes to 10 when Hamish and Montague Dunn went out to backyard. It was around 20 minutes to 10 when Hamish and Montague Dunn went out to backyard. After 10 minutes, Dunn recommenced his inspection and entered Zytropic's room. Hamish returned to Seed House. So go into the backyard after 10 minutes. That means at 9:50 Dunn was here and he was here. Right? Then Martin Hamish had a conversation with Miss White at 10 o'clock. Alright, so let's put this here. Miss White was in laboratory until 10:40 when she saw Hamish and Albert in Water Lily greenhouse and joined them there. 10:40. Hamish ran to Albert as soon as he observed Montague Dunn was unwell, which was at around 10:30. Now, Albert was in the Seed House the entire morning. So, Albert, 10 minutes past 10. And this goes alright, so alright, something is missing. Something is missing. This is cool. This is cool. So Albert was in no. Let's just see. Had conversation with Miss White at 10 o'clock. Miss White was in the laboratory until 10:40 when she saw Hamish and Albert in Water Lily greenhouse. So she saw Hamish and Albert in the Water Lily greenhouse after 10. Albert was in the seed house entire morning. He observed that Hamish returning from visiting 10 past 10. Let's just say
Let us summarize. Montague Dunn was poisoned inside the Colonial Collection Room. He forced open the door, which means that someone locked him inside there at 10:20. Martin Hamish was last
10:20.
seen at 10:10. This means that he has approximately 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room. Given that he was club-footed, it is doubtful. Albert also has 10 minutes to lock the door of the Colonial Collection Room, which is quite enough time. Miss White was last seen at 10 o'clock, which means that she had approximately 20 minutes to lock the door, more than enough time. Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
No. Alright, Miss White had 20 minutes. It would have been enough to trap Montague Dunn. She could have locked the door and alerted Martin Hamish to activate the ventilation system. Martin Hamish and Miss White are not accomplished. It is unlikely that Miss White would have had the opportunity, and 20 minutes would have not been enough to lock the door. I think this is the right. No. I guess all three of them have had a chance. So, Martin Hamish and Albert are not accomplices. 10 minutes. 10 minutes would have been enough for him to follow Montague Dunn and lock the door in order to So White had 20 minutes, Albert had 10 minutes, so alright, so White is an accomplice. Margaret White was a Martin Hamish accomplice in killing Montague Dunn. Her professional ambition and personal situation had been damaged by the breakup with Dunn. Alright, that could be possible. So what choice we can do? Condemn Miss White, absolve Miss White. Condemn Miss White is a dangerous woman very capable of carrying out an elaborate murder for monetary gain. She flirted with Dunn's son Albert and later pushed Martin Hamish to suicide. She deserves the rope. Absolve Miss White. Miss White is a desperate woman in debt, resigned to consorting with wealthy gentlemen. When Dunn cast her aside, she killed him in desperation. Hamish tried to save her. So I am not sure what choice I can make here. I feel like both are equal. She is like that. She watch this. Let's absorb.
But Holmes, how can you be certain that we'll find Miss White here?
It is obvious, Watson. Just use your brain.
I am using it. I do use it.
Now that the rope has tightened around Martin Hamish, Miss White must act to erase all traces of her implication. After the suicide of her accomplice, there is one final trace remaining: the deadly plants of the Divine Syndicate. She will be there.
Very good. Shall we go?
Just one moment. Now listen to me, Watson. I shall see her alone. You will conceal yourself behind her, quietly.
Whatever are you planning?
Nothing spectacular. The impulses of women have always been a mystery to me, but she is a bold one, and so we must be cautious.
All right. You can count on me, Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martin Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
I am not blaming you, Miss White. You are a young and brilliant woman, trapped in a dull and hostile world. Life has never been easy, men in particular.
You... It is hopeless.
Indeed. Well, it may be true that I cannot yet change the world, but I can spare your life.
My life. There is nothing left to save. I have lost everything. Do you hear me? Everything! And you were just like all the others. You would abuse and take advantage of a vulnerable woman.
I hardly think so. Now just listen to me.
I've tried so hard, but I have had enough.
Miss White, no! I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Alright, last
Stop
chance to
this
save her.
foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
No, it's too late.
Yes! Finally. Oh my god, it took a forever.
Well done, Watson. She was not faking.
Miss White, you have no right to take your own life.
Dr. Watson? Did you just save me? Or worse?
Alright, so that was the Kew Gardens drama. Miss White is a desperate woman, a victim of society. When Dunn cast her aside, her life stopped. She killed him in pure desperation with the help of Martin Hamish. She was the one who locked the door of the colonial collection room directly after Hamish released the caterpillars. She did not deserve such a terrible fate. Alright, so that was my ending. It took me 100 attempts to save her. So yeah, that's the ending of the Kew Gardens drama. Hope you enjoyed this. Make sure to like, subscribe the channel, and I'll see you in the next case. Let's see what's people's opinion. Oh, we got a personality ranking as Big Heart. So 92% solved the case and 23% people chose this to absolve. Alright. So that's it guys. See you in the next one.